We're back out here once again, and today we're talking about the one bait that has caught more bass than all others combined, and why you need to be throwing it this summer. Stick around, you don't want to miss this one. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, I got him. I felt that. Come on, you. Look at the size of this one. Ooh. Peel that drag. This is a tank. This is the biggest one. This is the biggest one. And here is this video's featured comment. Congratulations! If you would like to have a chance to have your comment featured in an upcoming video, all you've got to do is leave a comment. And now, on with the video. Welcome back to Lowbrow Fishing. And a few videos ago, I did an episode about summertime jigs and how dragging a jig along the bottom during the summertime can be such an effective presentation as those waters warm up and those fish drop their bellies down in the mud. It's a time-tested method that has been around for decades. But even the mighty jig must make way for the #1 bait of all time. At least that's what I've been told, and given my success with it, I can believe it. And what bait am I talking about? The soft plastic stick bait, the Senko, whatever you prefer to call it. This is the #1 all-time fish catching machine, and it's not even close. This bait has caught more fish than all others combined. And like I said, given my success with it and how many fish I've caught with it and how easy it is to catch fish with this, well, I can certainly believe that. And there's so many ways you can rig these. I mean, you can Texas rig them. You can wacky rig them. You can put them on a Carolina. I've seen people use them on drop shots. These are super versatile. Now, today we're going to be focusing on Texas rigging them and dragging them along the bottom. In the summertime, there is no better presentation. Now, you can use a soft plastic stick bait or a Senko and have a tremendous amount of success, or you can increase the size of your presentation. Go with something like a Zoom Old Monster, or my personal favorite, a great big man's jelly worm in the purple color. If you're hunting bigs, that's going to be the worm for you. However, for me personally, the amount of success that I've had has come through just using the regular stick bait. This is what I use for numbers, and I'm able to get quite a bit of size off of these. 4-5 pound bass are not uncommon. So we're going to be looking at some of the rigging that I'm doing, how I've got my gear set up, and a lot of the ways that I'm doing it. Because while it's similar to fishing a jig, we're going to be dragging that worm along the bottom. There are some subtle and key important differences that we need to consider whenever we're fishing a soft plastic stick bait. So let's go ahead and get into it. And the first thing we're going to talk about is the types of worms that I'm going to be using and the color variations. So let's go ahead and get started on that. Do it this way then. Yeah, that works. That works. I hope that works. Got him. That one I got. I felt that. Ooh, this one may be a little nicer. Or nah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I'm recording. Oh no, this one's not he's not terrible. Come here, you. Ooh, he's a good fighter. Ooh. Ooh. Did you see that? Oh, he netted himself. Trish, he never had the hook.
How? How?
He never had that hook. He was just holding on with his mouth. That hook is still text post. That's funny. Now, if you're a regular viewer of this channel, you know that black blue flake, June bug, Those are my go-to colors, especially during the summertime as those fish back offshore and get into that deeper water. Well, what happens when they get into that deeper water, that 20, 25-foot water? Well, you're seeing a lot less light penetration. That doesn't mean none, but it can be quite dim down there, even on a very clear fishery. And I feel that something like black blue flake is giving me the best shot at attracting the attention of the bass. And it's what I have confidence in. It's what I've had success in, especially here lately when the wife and I, well, we were at the Trophy Bass Lake, and the only two presentations that we used were jigs and Texas rigged worms. And we absolutely hammered those fish on those two presentations. I caught fish after fish on this exact type of worm. It's exactly what those fish wanted. And it didn't matter if it was 8 feet of water or 20 feet of water. This is what they were gobbling up. Yeah. We got him. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, I'm recording. Stay down, it's coming up. Oh, that's a giant, hun. That's a big one. Ooh, that's a big one. This is a good sized one. Don't you go up under that boat. Oh boy, look at the size of that fish. I'm gonna bring it to you. I'm trying to, but he don't want to be caught. Ugh. He slung my worm, but
worms are a dime a dozen.
Well, that was. Whew.
That one's rough.
This has got to be another 4. That's got to be another 4. Yeah, it's got a good belly. They've definitely been feeding good. Now, obviously, for more shallow water, because deep is relative to your fishery, right? So if your fishery doesn't get that deep, or perhaps you're fishing from the bank, and this is something that is crucial. If you are a bank angler, there is no reason I can think of for you not to have a Texas rigged worm tied on in the summer. To me, that's going to be your biggest chance of not only catching numbers of fish, but size, as those fish are looking for hiding places, as they're looking up under docks or up under structure, up under timber, rocks, whatever they have that they can use for cover, not only as an ambush point, but to get out of that sun, especially in the more shallow water. So something like watermelon red flake, something like green pumpkin, those can be excellent choices in even lightly stained, moderately stained water, as long as, to my experience, there's not a lot of churning go along. If the wind is kind of calm and you don't have a lot of boat traffic, well, a more natural color can be a real effective way to go. But if there is a lot of boat traffic, if there's a lot of wind, again, you may want to go with that darker color, as that light has to deal with more as it goes to the bottom, as those waves and whatnot will tend to break that light up. At least in my experience, that's what's worked for me. So I tend to keep it very, very simple. These right here, these are going to be my go-to colors on any fishery. If I have to get exotic with it, you know, you've got shad imitators that are white and black. You've got red shad colors that are red and black. You've got gold colors. You've got merthiolate colors. A lot of guys like bubblegum and a lot of guys like white. That's fine. Throw what you have confidence in. But for me, if I got a pack of, you know, green pumpkin or watermelon red flake, and I have a pack of June bug or black blue flake, that's the colors that I'm going to be going with. That's the direction I'm going to be going in. All right, we're going to pull that 15-pounder off of this tree right here. Get over here, you. This thing is a big one. Yes, I'm recording. It's a good question, but this may be the biggest one. Ooh, he's huge. This one's pretty big, huh? Honey. Ooh. Oh my goodness. I need the net. I need the net. Come here, you. I need another current or two. He's swimming away. You net it. He's swimming away. Come on. There we go. That's another Goliath. Look how much little line I had left.
Okay, 6 pounds.
He's gonna be pretty. He's pretty heavy. Oops, this one here is a flat out toad. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That is a straight up toad, hon. He's definitely pretty good. Oh, look at that. Look at how gorgeous that fish is. Gorgeous girl, gorgeous, gorgeous girl. Thank you. There she goes. Oops, like that. Now, what are some of the setups that I'm going to be using? How do I have it rigged? Well, this is the light way that I'm doing it. This is a finesse presentation, a medium light 7-foot rod with a spinning combo that's got 10-pound braid to an 8-pound monofilament or fluorocarbon leader. I find that either one of those works really good. However, if I'm using a monofilament leader, especially in more shallow water, which is where I'm going to be using this combo most likely, pitching up under flooded brush or under docks or whatnot, a monofilament leader is going to cause that sink rate to be even longer as monofilament floats. Fluorocarbon will get you to the bottom just a little bit quicker depending on the type of worm you're using. Remember, salted worms, more dense worms are going to sink more quickly. That's something you need to consider. So whenever you first get rigged up and get to the water, if you can, make a little pitch out there and watch what your worm does. Watch how it falls in that water column. That gives you an idea of not only the action, but the fall rate. And I cannot stress the importance of fall rate to you. Bass are very much keyed in to fall rate all year long, but especially right now. So that's why I'm using a lighter presentation up shallow. It takes longer to get down to the bottom. It takes longer to get where it's going. But in a shallow water situation, I find that's much more effective. So I tend to go weightless when I'm using a Texas rig. You see here, I just have a 4/0 hook, just a regular stick bait. It's just Texposed. And that's all I'm using. That's exactly the type of rigging. That's the type of setup I'm going to be having, flipping, up under docks, up under flooded brush, around laydowns, around rocks, around riprap. That's going to be effective and it's going to work exceptionally well. Now, when it comes to fishing deeper water, I'm offshore in the little boat or even in the bass buggy like we were at the Trophy Bass Lake. This is the outfit. This is the setup that I was using. I've got the black blue worm on here. I've currently got a 1/4 ounce bullet weight on here and I'm keeping it pegged. Whenever I'm dragging it offshore, I want that worm to keep bottom contact. So that's why I keep this pegged. If I was fishing around hydrilla or flooded vegetation, grass or whatever, I would move the bobber stop out of the way so the weight could have, more freedom to move and they could separate and then that worm could sit on top of the vegetation a lot more. But since I'm fishing deeper water that has less vegetation on it, just around laydowns, timber, flooded brush and whatnot, I'm keeping that bullet weight pegged. It's much more effective if you can get that worm to stay on the bottom. You want it to keep bottom contact at all times, just like a jig. As a matter of fact, we're going to be fishing it a lot like a jig, where we just drag it out and reel up the slag. Drag it with your arm and then reel up the slag. So This here, this is a 7-foot medium heavy. This is a do-it-all rod. I've got my Abu Garcia Pro Max on here. It's a 7-to-1 gear ratio. That's perfect for what I want. Like I said before, anywhere from that 6.4-to-1, that 7.3-to-1, that's going to be my sweet spot as far as when I'm dragging a worm or dragging a jig. So this works exceptionally well for me. Try it out and see what works best for you. What are you most comfortable with? Now, when it comes to fall rate, that's exceptionally important. That's why I've got the 1/4 ounce on here. A stick bait, a Texas rig stick bait is going to fall much more quickly than a jig. There's not all this stuff hanging off that's going to cause drag, that's going to slow it down in the water as it goes down. So we have to remember that a 1/4 ounce bullet weight on a stick bait is going to fall as fast as a 1/2 ounce jig. You know, something like a football jig, which displaces a lot of water as it goes down. Well, this is going to displace much less water, so it's going to shoot down a lot more quickly. You need to bear that in mind. So 1/4 ounce weight, something like, 10 or 15 feet of water, that's all we need. Now, if I'm going deeper than that, 20, 25 feet of water, and I really want to get that bait down there and I really want it to keep it on the bottom, I'll go with the 3/8 weight. But I will rarely go bigger than that. If I'm having to go up to a 1/2 ounce weight, well, then I probably don't want to be throwing this. I probably want to be using a jig or something more suitable to the situation. That is clouds of bait, all that craziness that's going on. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, I got him. I felt that. Come on, you. Look at the size of this one. Ooh. Peel that drag. This is a tank. This is the biggest one. This is the biggest one. Net, please. Under that side. Ooh. Oh, this one's probably close to 5, honey. Look at this thing. Whoa! That side up under where your reel is. Go ahead and peel that drag, buddy. Go ahead and peel it. I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna let you have it. Hang on, I'm just gonna boat flip him. Look at this. Anyway, thank you, buddy. Thank you so much. That was an amazingly fun bite. Oh, what a good fish. So there you have it. That's my setup, my tips, tricks, and techniques that I'm using for dragging a worm during the summer. There is no more successful presentation I can think of, especially as that water gets warm. You'll find that it's easy to do and it can be exceptionally versatile, especially if you're a bank angler. If you are fishing from the bank, then I can't think of any reason why you're not throwing a Texas rigged worm. I can guarantee you, you will catch more fish, and probably more fish than your buddies standing around you. Thanks for watching Lowbrow Fishing. We'll catch you in the next one.